Hey, today I'm going to recommend you 5 books that you can literally read in one sitting. Not because they are small, but because of the amazing plots and twist that's going to actually get you hooked to them. So once you start reading these books, until you finish them, there's no way that you can actually keep these books away because they are just so amazing. So let's see which these books are. The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. If you already follow my channel, you would be aware of how much I love psychological thrillers, and this one is a psychological thriller which I adore. There's one liner written here in the front cover. I'll just read it for you. An absolutely addictive psychological thriller with a jaw-dropping twist, and I agree to it completely. This book revolves around a lady named Millie who gets a job as a housemaid in a very wealthy family. Later, she figures out a lot of secrets happening within that family, within the couple who stays there, and those secrets makes it quite unsafe for her to stay there further. I would say the plot is 5 on 5. The writing style is 5 on 5. If you are a beginner, if you just started reading books, still this is one amazing one to in fact start with. If you want to get back to reading, again, this is a book that you can literally pick up as well. I loved all the twist that unfolds in this book, all the characters, how it is written, everything. In fact, it's just so amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. If you've already read this book and if you want to read more books which are similar to this, then I'll share the link in the description box of a video which I've already made before, and also you can see it here. Those are 5 psychological thriller books which I again loved them. So if you've liked this book, that's all similar but at the same time different, so you can check them out. With that, let's go to the next book. Hostage by Clare Mackintosh. Again, I'll read the one-liner written here in the front cover. You can save hundreds of lives, or the one that matters most. What would you do? This book mainly revolves around events that's happening within 20 hours. And what's happening in these 20 hours, basically, Mina is a flight attendant who gets a note while she's on the flight that she needs to help certain people in hijacking this flight, or otherwise her child will be killed. So basically she needs to choose between her child's life versus hundreds of lives that's there in that particular flight. I'm not going to tell you what exactly she chose and the repercussions that she had to face after what she chose between the options, because that's for you to read and feel the entire book. But I can assure you that this is a nail biter. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book. In fact, I read this book while I was on a flight, and what better place than a flight could I have actually read this book in, right? This is a 400-paged book. As you can see, it's a big one. Still, you will not feel it while reading it, as in you will just flip through the pages of this book so quickly because you would want to know what's happening next. It's having a lot of twists and turns, and you are going to definitely enjoy reading this book. With that, let's go to the next book. The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is that one book which shows you exactly what revenge means. Ted meets Lily, a complete stranger, on a flight, wherein they have random conversations about their personal lives. And Ted mentions to Lily about his wife cheating on him. And he mentions just casually that I feel like killing her because of what she's actually doing. Surprisingly, Lily mentions to Ted that I can actually offer you help in murdering your wife. I would actually say this book has a lot of climaxes, as in a lot of suspenseful moments, lot of twists, multiple layers unraveling. Even during the climax, you have multiple things happening. You feel that, okay, this book is going in one direction and then something else happens altogether. Amazing book, and highly recommended. With that, let's go to the next book. While the previous 3 books are serious thrillers, this one is a humorous one with again a lot of suspense in it. As always, Sophie Kinsella's books, right? They are hilarious, and this one is no less. You will just laugh a lot. This book revolves around Poppy, who loses her engagement ring as well as her mobile phone on the very same day. Luckily or unfortunately, she finds a mobile phone in the trash bin and then picks it up thinking, okay, let her use it until she finds hers. But the owner of this mobile, Sam, doesn't appreciate her using his phone, obviously, because she's able to see all the personal, professional messages that's coming to Sam. Then it's all the events that's happening between Sam and Poppy, all the hilarious ones for you to read. If you like reading light reads, then go ahead and pick this book up. But if you are a person who looks for logics as such, then this is not going to be something that's going to entertain you. With that, let's go to the next book. The Hidden Flower by Pearlis Buck. This is a classic, yet a page turner. Like, generally you do not find classics as page turners. They are generally a bit slow paced, but this one I felt as a page turner. As you can see, this book is like, the copy that I have is a very old one. I don't have the first 35 pages of this book as well. I read the first 35 pages in fact from Google. But this book is basically set right after World War II. An American named Alan Kennedy falls in love with a girl named Josué, who is a Japanese, and they marry. But they have to face a lot of obstacles from the society as well as their own family because they belong to different countries, Japan and America. This book is so real. But the characters in this book are very different from me. Like, the perspectives that the characters have in this book are very different from that of mine. However, I was able to actually reflect myself as a matured reader because I was able to absorb the existence of these such characters. So these are the 5 page turner books that I definitely recommend to you. With that, this is me, Nivya, signing off. Keep reading a lot of books. Bye. Take care.